Hello, 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 welcome. Come on in, everybody, come on in. Gonna get started in about 1 minute. Wait for everybody to get in here. Welcome. Welcome. It is now 1 o'clock, but we'll wait for more people to come on in. Welcome, welcome, everybody. All right, we got 9 people in here. Hello. Hi, y'all. Should we wait for about 1 minute to get started? I'll wait 1 more minute. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hello, Sanvi K. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. I'm excited as well. Hi, everybody. One by one, getting some more participants filtering in. Let's wait just a little bit more. She told me I had a few people sign up today, so I'm gonna wait for that. Hi, Tristan. Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for being here. And Neddy, hi. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. And thanks for bringing your kiddos. That's fun. Singing for all ages. We like that. We like that. Thank you for bringing your kids. Thanks for being here. Ram, I hope I said that correctly. Hello, welcome. All right, all right. Say hi, y'all. We'll get started. We're like 1 minute past. We've got some time. But I'll get started in 1 minute. I know I keep saying 1 minute, but I see some faces in here. Let me see if I can see everybody who's here. Welcome. All right. Let's see. Who's that? Hi, Joseph. Thank you for coming. You're awesome. You're so awesome. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And you don't need to take notes as if you need any notes from me. You're amazing. Joseph is an amazing singer. He could be teaching this class, really. I hope I have some good stuff to share today. All right, great. So let's get started, guys. Welcome. Once again, welcome to today's class. This is Singing for Beginners. Hopefully you guys can all hear me. My name is Alyssa Harris. I'm a vocalist and vocal coach here in Austin, Texas. Austin is known as the live music capital of the world, so it's a great place to be. A lot of great musicians and a lot of great singers are here in Austin, and I absolutely love it. So welcome to today's class. We're going to be just going over some basics of singing. And since every singing lesson is quite different, every person is quite different, it's a little difficult to make a one-size-fits-all singing lesson. So the way this class is set up is more informative. I'll go over a lot of examples with you guys and just a lot of information. So yeah, definitely take notes if you want. You don't have to, because this will be recorded, of course. Oops. Hi, Ryan. This will be recorded, so you can always rewatch it, take notes if you want to hear something again. I'll post it on my website, my YouTube, and so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's get started. Thank you to Take Lessons TV for partnering with me here to do this class and share some of this information. All right. So once again, my name is Alyssa Harris. I'm a vocalist and a vocal coach here in Austin. Let's see. Oh, hi. Let's see. Yes, I'm a vocal coach and vocalist here in Austin. And yeah, I've been singing for over 25 years and performing for a long time as well. Professionally, my singing background sort of spans just a lot of different corners of music and the industry and the profession, cruise ships and bands and recording studio and just all sort musical theater, you know, all sorts of different things having to do with singing. If they have to do with singing, I've done it. I just love singing so much. It's my passion. So I definitely have enjoyed my experience being a professional singer for the years that I have. I have performed for a lot of different events, a lot of different people and venues and that kind of thing. So like I said, my experience is very varied. There's a diverse background there. And so I love to share that passion and that joy and that kind of experience and knowledge with other singers, aspiring singers, people that are just getting started, people that are already started and need a little bit more insight, or they have some, you know, questions, or they have some specific goals in singing that they want to learn. I love to help people with that. All backgrounds, all ages, all genres, everybody's interested in something different. Many of my students have varying, varying backgrounds, varying skill levels and that kind of thing. So I try to be open to every individual's needs there. My coaching, I do, like I said, partner with Take Lessons, and I am a coach on Take Lessons as well as independently here in my studio in Austin, and I do virtual lessons. So that's a little bit about me. Let's see here. Yep. All right. So if you're here, it's because you're interested in singing in some way, shape, or form or fashion, in some capacity, right? You, like I said, you maybe already are a singer, or maybe you've never sang before, but you kind of always wanted to. Singing is fun for you. Singing is passionate for you, but maybe you're like not sure. Maybe you're still trying to get out of your shell, or maybe you just want to know more. So whatever your goals are, they're all valid. And I say there are many different ways to be a singer, no credentials needed. What I mean by that is that you can have never sang before and still be a singer, right? Or you can have never had, you know, been in a recording studio and still be a singer. You don't have to be a Billboard charting artist to be a singer, right? There are just so many ways and so many capacities in which that you can sing and be a singer. So whatever those goals are, they are valid. Whether you want to sing in a choir, you want to be a recording artist, do you want to improve your stage fright, or do you want to become more confident as a singer? Like, what are your goals? I would say right now, ask yourself, if you're thinking about it right now, you must be, what are your goals as a singer? Do you want to be a professional? Do you want to just sound really good and have a really good time at karaoke? What kind of are your goals? There's no right or wrong answer there. Many of my students have varying backgrounds. Like I said before, some people are already professionals. Some people have never picked up a microphone, but they just really love it. So they just want to start. So I would say wherever you are, kind of be clear about your goals there, like what your singing goals are, no matter what they are. All right. And now this class is, like I said before, just going to be going over the basics of singing. And it just kind of touches on the foundation fundamentals of what you would need to know when you're singing, either in your lesson or singing on your own. The first, just kind of step one, just across the board, is posture. Now, practicing good posture for singing is the best way to ensure proper technique. That's the basics there. The alignment of your body is extremely important while you are singing, or when you go to sing. And it's just like yoga. I always say to my students, being in alignment, being stacked, being in the right position, that's going to make all the difference for a successful experience while singing. So I'm just going to get started with posture here. Like I said, posture is important. The proper posture for singing, hopefully you guys can see me here, is the arms are rested on either side of the body, and feel free to do this with me right now if you if you'd like, and you have the space. Your arms are rested on either side of the body. It's very tempting to do this, to want to do this. I get a lot of this, a lot of this. It's all no-nos. Very important to stay relaxed and with a good posture here. The feet are shoulder width apart. Knees are soft, not locked, because any of my choir people, they all know that's the number one rule. Don't lock your knees or else you'll pass out. And also the shoulders are relaxed here. You have a very balanced and relaxed shoulder position. You're not here and we're not here. Okay, so you're just very relaxed and balanced. The bottom of the chin is parallel to the floor. The jaw is relaxed. So especially when we go to sing the lower notes or the higher notes, we have a tendency to want to change our head. But the proper position is just a very balanced and straight chin forward, and all of the mechanics to go up or down are all happening here in your voice. So they're not happening here. You're not going to get a higher note by doing this. I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you. So yeah, standing tall, confidently, shoulders back, head held high. That is the perfect and proper posture for singing. You want to be like Taylor Swift, Sanvi? That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a great goal. Great. So up next here, this one will be a little more in depth here, but one thing I just love, I just have to emphasize to all my singers, and I emphasize this to myself every single day because I sing every single day, how important warming up is, right? So your voice or your vocal cords, your voice box, whatever you want to call it, larynx, vocal cords, they use so many delicate, intricate muscles and tendons, and all sorts of mechanics are going on in there. And if you do muscles wise, and if you do anything without warming up, you can risk significant damage. You can damage your voice, you can wear yourself out, and it just doesn't feel good. So think about every time you go to sing, warming up is the most important thing to do. It sounds self-explanatory, but I could not tell you how many people are like, I just sang, I just didn't warm up today. And I'm like, oh, you got to do it. You got to do it. Preserve the longevity. You wouldn't go and get up to run like a marathon or a mile, or even go to work out without stretching, right? So it's really important to get the blood flow and the circulation going when you are singing, or sorry, before you go to sing. It's really important to warm up those muscles in there. And so we have several different ways to warm up. The first one I want to go over is a breathing warm up. Now, this again sounds very self-explanatory. Breathing, like, duh, you have to breathe. Everybody has to breathe. Everyone's breathing every single day of their life. But in singing, you have to kind of unlearn the way you think about breathing, and you do it all day, every day without thinking. But when you're singing, you have to be strategic about your breath. So a lot of the warm-ups that I like to do for the breath are helpful in when we do go to sing. You can apply these breath warm-ups or these concepts that you learn in your singing. But one of the breath warm-ups that I like to do are breath holds. And some of my students, if y'all are here and if y'all are watching, you'll probably are laughing and shaking your head right now, because this is one of their favorite / least favorite warm-ups to do is a breath hold. So what we would do for a breath hold is take a deep breath, big breath, and let out the air ever so slightly, just behind the teeth. So the reason for this is when you are singing, obviously you have to take a big breath to get through a phrase or a lyric or something. And you don't always have the time in the music to be able to get another big one, right? So the idea in this warm-up is to get yourself familiar with exhaling, because when you're singing on an exhale, right? With exhaling with just as little of an amount of breath as humanly possible. And it's going to vary in an actual song how much breath you're going to be exhaling, but during this warm up, this is just good practice for that. So it's a big breath. Y'all can do this with me right now from wherever you are. Big breath, and you just let that air out ever so slightly, and I time it, and it sounds easier than it actually is. So it's and you would do that for as long as you can do it. And you're going to feel like you want to just exhale and like let it all out, but you can't do that because you can't do that during a song. So that's one of my favorite breath warm-ups. Another one I really love to do is quick breaths, which are like almost like panting. So instead of one big breath and exhaling for that warm-up, it would be a series of in breaths and out breaths. Oops. A series of in breaths and out breaths happening all at once. So it would be, so not only is that a good way to warm up the body and warm up the breath, it gets you used to taking really, really quick breaths. So during a song, you cannot take a huge breath all the time because you got to say words. So we practice taking in breaths and out breaths very, very quickly and keeping that support. And also, let's see if y'all can see me, instead of making sure to keep it in breaths and out breaths straight from the chest instead of, because you probably will just get lightheaded and just pass out. So little breaths just coming from the chest there. So that's a really great breath warm up that you can try. And remember, all of these that I'm saying, like, you can try them at home, write them down, remember, or watch this video again and try them yourself. Time yourself for the breath hold. See how long you can do that little exhale, and then see how long you can do the quick breaths. My student record is 35 seconds, which, like, again, doesn't sound like a long time, but it's hard. I hope it's all making sense. So the second one is just a go-to warm-up that I love to do with my singers, is a lip trill. And basically what a lip trill is just letting air through the lips, almost like blowing a raspberry. So like I want everyone to just do that with me right now. Now it's very interesting because some people are like, this is so hard, and some people like, it's so easy. It's like very hit or miss. Some students, it's like the easiest thing ever. Some students, it's like really tough to get the air to like flow out evenly. But if it's something that comes easy for you, that's a really great warm up to do before you start singing. If lip trills are too difficult, you could try one, if lip trills are difficult, you can put the fingers here. Sometimes that helps with the airflow, but like I said, it's hit or miss. If you don't like the lip trills, you could try the pigeon trills, which are like rolling your R's. If you don't like either of those, did I say tongue trills? No. Yeah, tongue trills would be, no, tongue trills would be the tongue is out, which is like, yeah, glad we have the virtual option for that, because that could get messy. But so any of those three trills that I showed you, the or the can suffice for a lip trill or for a trill. And what we would do for those trills is we would do them on the scale. And depending on which one you like the best, you would do like a, you would head up, right? So it's just a nice, soft, and relaxed way to get your voice and get your voice warmed up and get your the blood circulating and the lips nice and loose and relaxed. So that's trilling. And the third one I wanted to talk about are soft and light hums. I do this warm up like every single day of my life because I just love how it feels. It just feels good. Every morning I wake up and I just like warm up my voice, not without even thinking about it. It's not even a conscious thing. I just do it because it feels good. To do light hums. You can even start from the top of your voice and head all the way down. I want you to do that with me right now. Those of you watching, do it with me right now. And it just feels so good because you're taking that in breath, you're releasing that on the out breath, and it just feels really good. And make sure when you're doing those hums, you start on a letter H. Right, versus or or like with a U or with an M. It's good, it's just a different exercise. So make sure you're doing it with the HM because you want to be able to feel that range of your voice humming. So like I said, I do that every morning and it just feels really good. Another one that's not listed here is similar to the hums, which is like a sirening. And I'm sure you may have heard singers do that before, or singers, I'm sure you've done that before, where you're just excuse me, you're just making a sound like a siren. I call it roller coasters. That's my name for them, are roller coasters, because you start low. So you do that over one breath, and you go from the bottom of your voice to the top of your voice, from the bottom to the top, however long you can go. So those are all really, really great ways to warm up. I recommend, like I said, warm up every single time you go to sing. It doesn't matter if you're singing for 1 hour or 15 minutes or one song or one whole show, whatever you are doing, please warm up because your voice will thank you. I like to recommend, I have pre-recorded warm-ups that I give to my students that they can just put on their phone or their laptop and they can listen to them in the car. I have some students that are like, oh, I warm up on my way to work, and it's just a good way to get in practice. So I have some, like I said, you could do pre-recorded warm-ups. And get yourself into a warm-up ritual. This is a good tip, is to get into a warm-up ritual. For me, it's like water, quiet space. I'll do my warm-ups, whether that's pre-recorded or here on the piano, and I'll sing a song in a comfortable key. Nothing too challenging, just something that I like, just something to get me physically warmed up, but also vocally and physically warmed up, but also like mentally and emotionally warmed up and ready to sing, because singing just gives you the good feels. It just gives you the good vibes. I think it's all the deep breaths and the endorphins that are coming. So it definitely puts you in the right mindset to start singing. So good. Are there any questions so far? I know we just got started, but it's already like 20 minutes in. So if you have questions, just make sure you hit me up in the chat box because I'll answer them. What's next? Let's see here. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to touch on are the exercise concepts. So basically in a vocal warm-up, in a vocal lesson rather, you'll do your warm-up, of course, and a large portion of your lesson would be to focus on some concepts while doing these vocal exercises. And every vocal exercise is going to focus on a specific concept that can be applied while you're singing a song. So now this can get really long and really detailed, so I'll try to keep it precise. I'll try to keep it concise. But we would, in lessons, when students take lessons with me, it's really important that we work on wide range of concepts. One of those include vocal registers. Now, just a very quick note on that. I'm sure many people, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but most people may have heard of vocal registers, right? The human voice technically has can do like, I don't know, 7 or 8 registers, all the way from like vocal fry, that's considered a register, or like growling, that's considered a register, or like whistle tone, or those kinds of things. So there's a range. The registers that we mostly hear people singing in the music that we like to listen to is chest voice and head voice, also known as falsetto. So mostly we focus on chest voice and head voice in lessons. Like I said, most music that you hear is going to be dealing with those specific registers. So we do exercises to help strengthen those registers, right? And just for I guess I didn't actually cover that if you're not sure about vocal registers, just a quick kind of example is chest voice is basically like you be singing in your speaking voice. So where I am speaking right now, I could easily transition into singing a song and not have to change much of the mechanics of my voice. So I could be talking to you like this and start going, amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Even though I'm singing it, I haven't actually changed very much, versus I'm talking right here, and now I'm talking right here because now I'm talking in my falsetto. This would be considered my falsetto or my head voice, but we don't really talk there unless we're like wanting to sound like Mickey Mouse or something. But we could always sing there like amazing grace. Depends on what sound you're going for, right? So we're focusing on strengthening each of those registers mostly. Also, whatever you want to work on in your lesson, like if you went to go take a lesson, you're like, I really want to become better at riffing. I want to become really good at high notes. I want to become really good at, I don't know, my falsetto, right? We would do exercises that would help strengthen or help touch on those concepts that you want to work on. Another one is vowels. So you'll notice that in a lot of the exercises, you're not saying words. You're saying ma, me, me, mo, moo, or goog, goog, or ba, ba, or nay, nay, or may, may, or just all sorts of random gibberish. But they all have a purpose, right? For example, singing, it's early. Hey! Hey! You're up here, and if you made it, ah, it's the same note, but I change it from A to ah, you could be, I change just the vowel sound, and I'm able to hit much higher notes, right? So I hope that makes sense. Every vowel has a job, right? In these exercises. Also, let's see, mouth shape and tongue and jaw placement is very important. It's a very important exercise, a very important concept that we cover in our exercises. Being able to say a note or a word in a song clearly or help you hit the note better. E versus E. I'm saying E, but if I don't say E, it may not come out as clear. And lastly, breath support. This is like one of the most vague, I think, the most vague like concept. I'm sure everybody has heard that, and sing from your diaphragm. I think everybody kind of hears that. And they're like, what does that really mean? Like, what does breath support really mean? And basically, kind of like what I said before, breathing with an intention and with a purpose, and utilizing and using your breath wisely to be able to achieve the notes and achieve the sounds that you want to make. So you don't always need the biggest breath ever, but sometimes you need a little bit more support. Sometimes you need a little bit less, right? And so that's something, again, can't cover in one class here, but this is just sort of an intro to some of those concepts that we work on. All right, what's next? So the next part, and this is sort of a loose kind of a loose overview of even the structure of how I do lessons, is we do the warm up, we do the exercises, and then we work on repertoire, which is basically the student picks a song that they want to work on. So what song do you like to sing? Put it in the chat box. I don't know if I can see it, but I can maybe see it after. What is like your favorite song? What is like a song that you just like is your go-to? Like every time you go do karaoke or every time you think about being a singer, like what song do you see yourself singing? What's like your favorite song, or what's something that you want to work on? Like, oh, I really wish I could sound like this, or I wish I could do this in this song. That's something to work on. It can be out of your comfort zone, because what growth happens outside of your comfort zone. So if you want to bring in something that is like very easy, that's great. But I really encourage students to work on something a little bit challenging, right? Something that is maybe doesn't come as easy, or something you would like to sound better at. Yeah, I want everybody to think of your favorite song. Let's see who put their favorite song in the chat. Amazing Grace. I love it. That's a great song. Definitely think of your goals and what you want to achieve with that song. So how are we doing on time? We got ages. We're good. Great. So let's see. Yes, and again, this format is in lessons, but it can also be just in your own practice. If you're at home, you do a warm up, you do some exercises, and you're like, I'm going to work on this song, and I'm going to apply some of the things that I learned in the concepts to the song. And that's the point, right? To be able to do, like, let's say in our exercises, we worked on hitting that note in falsetto. And you pick a song where that same thing happens, that same thing occurs, that's where the growth happens. That's where the learning happens. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Does anybody have questions so far? So far, so good. Amazing, amazing. Great group. Janae Aiko, yes, love Janae Aiko. Awesome, great. So up next here, okay, so I want to talk about stage fright, stage presence, and confidence. This is a really big one because I have a lot of singers. You would be so surprised how many singers that I work with that have, that have a little bit of stage fright, or they get nervous when they're on stage. And so fear of singing can hold a lot of people back, and getting nervous can hold a lot of people back from their singing goals. So my best tips are: one, be present and vacant at the same time. So what do I mean by being present and vacant? I mean, be present because you're remembering the words, you're remembering your technique, you're remembering the exercises that you did while you were practicing the song. But you're also vacant because you're shutting out every other thing that could make you nervous about that situation. So, oh my gosh, are people looking at me? Oh my gosh, am I sweating? Oh my gosh, is my makeup okay? Oh my gosh, like, I wonder how I look, how I sound. All of these things and all this talk that happens in our heads can actually distract us. And so if we think about being vacant in that sense, but also being present because you're just focused, you're just tunnel vision on the song, that can help to alleviate a little bit of stage fright for some people. My second tip for that would be to connect your emotions and your song. Connect your emotions with the song and the lyrics. So this is a very great way that people can overcome the obstacle of stage fright and maybe not having as much confidence on stage, is to make it less about yourself and make it more about the song, at least in your mind, right? Think about these questions. What's the song saying? How are you feeling when you're singing the song? Think of it as you're telling a story, because that's basically what a song is, right? It's a story to words. Think about less about how the audience is seeing you, but how they're seeing the story that you're telling. And when you kind of shift that focus, that becomes the more important thing, and therefore you're a little bit less nervous, and you're a little bit more present in the moment. Like, for example, the song like Someone Like You by Adele. She's telling the story and it's sad and it's about a breakup. And just think of yourself, if you get nervous, think of yourself as like a vessel telling Adele's story about this really sad thing that happened, right? It becomes less about you and more about the song and the art. The focus kind of shifts there a little bit. So the third tip that I have is for nervousness, stage fright, and lack of confidence on stage while singing is nervousness is always eliminated when you have when you do it often. So if you don't get nervous going to the grocery store and standing in line because you do it all the time. We let you know in love, or even if you have to do it on Zoom, right? Um, do it on Zoom. Sing in front of them, anything, make them listen to you. And the more you do it, the easier it will be and the better it will get for you. And the less you'll think of it as this big scale. Oh, uh-oh.
Alyssa, I think you cut out for a second.
Hey, yeah, sorry, I'm not
good.
sure what happened. Can everybody hear me and see me again?
Yes, we can
Okay,
see you. If you want to go ahead and share your screen.
Share the screen. Yep, sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, great. I'm almost done. So yeah, so the more that you sing in front of people, the better it gets for you. And so a few extra tips would just be that as you continue on your singing journey, remember preparedness, professionalism, and patience. Preparedness just means, of course, knowing your material, being prepared when you come to your lesson, remembering the concepts that you've already learned and clocked in and had time working on, and come to your lesson prepared, or go to your show prepared, know your lyrics, know just know everything that you possibly can. So
It looks like we're still having some connection issues, so we apologize for the inconvenience.
yeah, sorry guys.
Awesome. Thank you. No, you're all good. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Yeah, like I said, I'm almost done. So that's basically it. I offer a lot of resources for singers on voice lessons, career coaching, resume services, audition prep, just all sorts of different things. If you're interested in taking lessons with me, Maria put the link in the description box, or the link in the chat box rather, so that you guys can book a lesson with me. Also follow me on social medias. I have a website, I have a Facebook, I have an Instagram. I want everyone to connect with me. I have a YouTube channel, all sorts of, just fun resources and different things for singers. So thank you guys so much. Thank you all so much for being here. Sorry about the connection there, but thanks for your patience. And I'm finished here. So if anybody has questions, please ask. And yeah, Maria, if there's nothing else, I am finished. So thank you guys so much. Where you at, girl? Oh, do I unmute you?
Yes. Hi.
Awesome. Okay. Sorry. Cool.
All right. Thank you.
Great. You're welcome. So some questions for the siren warm up. Is there a certain syllable? That's a great question. I don't subscribe to a certain syllable. I like woo because it allows your voice to be extremely flexible. Woo! And you can really open and close on the woo. For the siren warm up, Ryan. Thanks for coming, by the way. Hello. If there are no more questions, I think I'm good to go. Maria?
Yeah, I think we're all good.